Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hithal, and we've shown you some delicious Mexican food. So it's time for a fabulous finish with Tres Leches Cake.
Yes, and this recipe is courtesy of Anita Krishnan. Thank you so much for this fabulous, yummy dessert. And here's what we're going to use.
2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon salt, 4 eggs, 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla, 3/4 cup of cold water, 1 1/2 cups of sugar, 2 16-ounce cartons of heavy whipping cream, 2 14-ounce cans of sweetened condensed milk, 2 12-ounce cans of evaporated milk. So for our Tres Leches cake, we have 4 eggs. We're going to break them into a bowl and beat them really well.
And while Hethel is doing that, over here I'm going to sift a few of the items. We've got the flour, the baking powder, and the salt. So I'm going to just sift it and just keep it aside in a separate bowl. The flour, the baking powder, and the salt.
So our eggs are nice and fluffy.
And the flour is ready. So to this we're going to add in sugar a little bit at a time. And keep whisking it. Also at this point we're going to add the vanilla essence to the cold water. Now you want to make sure it's cold water.
And then we'll gradually mix the vanilla water and our flour mixture into the eggs and beat while we're doing this. So our batter is well incorporated. We just beat it until there's no more lumps. And it's nice and smooth and ready to go into our baking dish.
So we've already gone ahead and greased our baking dish, and this is the dish we're going to be baking it in and serving it in. So this is approximately a 9 by 13 casserole dish, and it works out wonderful in the oven. So, and I'm going to go ahead and pour this into the baking dish.
Now we've already gone ahead and preheated our oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit.
And it's going to go into the oven for 45 minutes in the middle rack, of course, uncovered.
So our cake is out of the oven and it's been resting for just about 5 minutes because you still want it to be on the warm side. And I have a fork here. I'm going to poke holes into the cake and I'm going to put the holes very close together.
And while Hethel's doing that, over here I have a bowl and I'm going to mix the 3 different milks. Now tres leches means 3 milks in Spanish. So there's condensed milk, there's evaporated milk, and then there is the heavy whipping cream. So we're going to use 1 can of the condensed milk, 1 can of the evaporated milk, and 1 pint of the heavy whipping cream. Evaporated milk and the heavy whipping cream. And mix it all well. Okay.
So our cake is holy now.
Good job, Hethel. That requires some patience. And what we're going to do now is, now that the milks are mixed in, we're going to pour this over that. Now this is not a cake that you can, decide, okay, I want to have it for dinner. It's about 5 o'clock. Let's work on it. It needs a little pre-planning, but it's very easy. Initially you have to, of course, bake it, and then once it's out of the oven, you pour this. After you finish pouring this whole milk in there, you're going to use a plastic wrap, cover it and put it in the refrigerator and let it cool down. And meanwhile, what it's going to do is, number one, it's going to cool down, and number two, the cake is going to absorb all this milk. Then the next day or after it's cooled down, after a few hours, you can take it out and do the same process again.
And this milk, when it gets absorbed inside of the cake, it just has this yummy, it's condensed milk, so you can't go wrong, but it's got this yummy texture, yummy flavor, and it just melts in your mouth. So it's worth this effort.
Perfect for the holidays. So believe it or not, this is all going to get absorbed. Right now it looks like it's swimming in it, doesn't it? And cling wrap it.
And in the refrigerator it goes. So our Tres Leches Cake has been in the refrigerator for a few hours, and look at it, believe it or not, it is dry.
I know, all that liquid is gone. Look at it.
Wow.
Let's save that. And we're ready to pour the second batch of liquid in there. And we've done the same thing. 1 can of evaporated milk, 1 can of condensed milk, and 1 pint of heavy whipping cream. Mixed it well, and it goes on it again.
So it's completely like a sponge. It's just absorbing all of that liquid. It's amazing. And of course, this time your sponge is already filled with a lot of liquid, so it's not going to go in quite as quickly as it did last time, but it will get in. So it might take you a little bit of time to do this.
So the Tres Leches has been resting overnight, and it's been in the refrigerator, and it has absorbed a lot of the liquid. And if you remember, this was about, it's absorbed, I think, close to about a quarter of the balance of the liquid. And you do want to have a little on top because you don't want it to dry up. So this is perfect, right? And we're going to keep the rest of it for serving at the time of for garnishing, basically. So let's go ahead and cut. Take a knife and just cut that.
Okay, good job. The first piece is always the hardest to take out. Oh, lovely.
Okay, so that's out, and we're going to use the balance of the liquid or the milks, and we're going to just pour a little bit on top and top it up with whipped topping. Ooh, there you go.
And we have a strawberry. Look at that.
Wow, excellent.
So beautiful.
You want to dig in?
It's so yummy. I do. I'm not gonna lie. It just looks so good.
Yep. So, and
fork.
the great thing is it's held its shape, and that's what you really want, and it's just beautiful. It's absolutely heavenly. You just got to trust us on this one.
So, we're skimping on calories and fat here and there and everywhere, but sometimes it's just okay, to indulge on something this heavenly and this delicious. So try it out and don't worry about the fat, don't worry about the calories. It just tastes so good.
Yeah, those weighing scales, they lie. I'm telling you, they lie. But, especially for the holidays, it's okay. So thanks so much, Anita, for this wonderful, wonderful recipe. We just absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
So join us again in another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.